Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is a talk from the heart, hopefully to reach your hearts. I talked about how we should take advantage of the time in Ramadan in order to be sure that Allah is well pleased with us. Now, I mentioned something about how to prepare ourselves for it. We know that when we go to supermarkets, we can see in Muslim countries how people are stocking up on their groceries. If somebody doesn't know, if somebody who's not a Muslim and doesn't know that Ramadan is about to start, he would think that people maybe preparing themselves for a famine, for starvation. When he sees those buggies full of food, groceries, what's going on? Ramadan is a school to teach us great lessons. And not only that, it also affects our health in a positive way. Because you see, when the Prophet Muhammad may Allah has mentioned said, tighten the passages for shaitan. You know what does that mean? It is based on the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad may Allah has mentioned, who said that shaitan runs in man through his blood vessels, indeed. And the reason why he said tighten his passages, because when we don't eat enough, the amount of blood that runs in our vessels are not like the same amount when we are not fasting. In other words, it becomes less. And when the blood becomes less, the veins contracts. And the passage thus will be very tight for shaitan. That's one thing. Second, as we know, all those devils, Satans or whatever, are those rebellious of them. And all of them are rebellious, but the worst of them, okay, are chained. And in other words, they don't have the freedom of moving about to seduce Muslims as when they are out of Ramadan. You know what does that mean? That's why actually you can see people, Muslims I say, in the masjids in large numbers. The congregations of the masjid in Ramadan are far greater than the congregation in other months. And this is a proof that shaitan does not have the freedom to seduce as many as he wants. So this is really, it's a help from Allah. We know that it is the time that we have to take a full advantage of it, as I said previously. However, going back to the main point, that when we really want to spend Ramadan in a way that is reasonable in terms of food, we should not really have this as an occasion for invitations for one another and getting so much foods, more than the people, or more than the people who are invited, that they can eat. And this is really sad, because eventually the remaining amounts of food, some people do give them to poor people, but others, the easiest way is put them in garbage bags and get rid of them. You see, at one time, one person was going with his wife shopping for Ramadan. And she said, give me that huge bag of rice. Well, he picked that bag and put it on the buggy or in the cart. And he said, I wonder how much of this rice will end up in our stomachs and how much of it will end up in the garbage bins. You know, just imagine this. I know, Akhi, I'm not trying to find words in order to sound so eloquent. Akhi, I talk to you just as if I'm sitting with you and talking to you the way you talk to me, and In other words, we do not really have to find out certain words. I'm telling you just flatly and straightforwardly that we have to make sure that the month of Ramadan is not the season for feasting. This is the point. You know, I mean, I know a Muslim is generous and he invites people. Alhamdulillah, nothing wrong with that. And he'll be rewarded for that. But make sure, akhi, you don't blow it out of all proportions. Why? Because the money Allah has provided you with in order to look after your needs. But to waste them the way many people, unfortunately, many people waste their monies buying so much food that a lot of it will end up in the garbage bin. This is not good, akhi. Ramadan is a blessed month. Make sure that you take advantage of it in this way, and so that on the day of resurrection, you'll not be as hungry as the others who never fast in this month, Ramadan. Okay? Remember these words. And make sure that this month will be in your favor, not against you. Okay? Next time, I'll talk about a very important hadith, which is, of course, by the Prophet Muhammad, may Allah exalt his mention. Until then, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.